Any questions you guys have leading up to tomorrow's game against Jacksonville? Free to ask.
The Michael update.
He is improving, has been limited with what we've done with him in practice, so it'll be probably a game time decision tomorrow just based on where he's at physically.
How much time off did the guys get around Christmas?
We took off after the Oklahoma State game and then came back the night of the 26th. So.
As well as y'all played against Oklahoma State, was it sort of tough to have to take a break at that point?
I think our guys needed a break. I think it was good for them to be able to spend the holidays with their family and kind of get away from it for a little bit. We got a long stretch, it's a long season, so I think it was good for them to be able to get away for a few days.
Is there anything specific you're looking for with this game tomorrow night for improvement in any area?
You know, Jacksonville is a team. You look at their record. I think it doesn't really tell the true story in terms of the type of team they are. They played a great competition, very tough schedule up to this point. I've been impressed watching them on film, just with the intensity they play with, how hard their guys play on every possession, regardless of the score. So. First and foremost is we have to understand how hard we have to compete against this team in order to have a chance to win.
We see Moose dressed before games and out there with his teammates, loosening up and the like, but how much is he able to do at this point?
He's limited. You know, I think he is progressing like we talked about before. The tough thing with Musa is, you know, he was injured his last year at the junior college. And then it's been out this year, so it's been 2 years since he's seen competition. So just making sure physically that he is where he needs to be to be ready to go. That's the big thing. But I've been impressed with what I've seen and the limited amount of stuff that he's been able to do, and I think he's progressing nicely.
Do you think the chances of him being able to play this season are
I don't want to, you know, obviously try to predict the future. I don't know, but I am impressed with the way that he's working with his rehab and the things that he's been able to do and where his progress is at this point.
Can you talk about just Coach Trevor Lacey, and I know he stepped up for you against Oklahoma State, just how he's progressed up to this point?
Yeah, I thought Trevor played well against Oklahoma State. Obviously, he had a chance to start that game and play some significant minutes and did a good job. I think he's done a good job for us. As I've mentioned before, just the process of getting him where he needs to be physically and understanding the college game like all of our freshmen. I think he's, you know, in the same boat as all of them are, just understanding the college game and what will be required and what's demanded on a daily basis. So I think he's progressing nicely.
You know, with all the upsets, you know, there's been a few, like just recently Wagner won at Pittsburgh. You know, it's just a game that, you know, you tell your team, like you said, despite the record, be wary that college basketball really is the ultimate game, that any team can beat anybody on a given night.
You know, it really is, and you know, I know we continue to call them upsets, but in the college game today, you know, anytime you have veterans, you know, on your team that have been in different venues and different environments, and these guys have played so much of basketball that you know, you've got to be ready every single night. And I think it was in Kansas. I think I heard or read something that Bill Self said that, you know, we keep calling these things upsets, but they're not upsets. These are good teams, you know. And I think, you know, for Jacksonville or whoever it may be, you know, every single night you're playing against good competition. You know, you got to be at your best. They're very well coached. They do a lot of things that you've got to be ready for. So this is no different.
Do you look at the course of the season as pre-conference and then conference, and how do you think your guys have prepared for the conference part of it?
Yeah, we do look at it as non-conference versus conference, and my goal as a coach is for our guys to improve, you know, throughout the non-conference as we prepare for the conference. I think we've done that. I think we've improved in some areas. We certainly are not where we ultimately want to be, but I don't think any team will want to peak in November or December. So I think we're getting better as a team. I think with the amount of young guys that we play, the more experience that we can get them, the better off we are. There's no substitute. There's nothing that I can do as a coach to provide experience. You know, so with every game, I think we're learning and growing. And I think for our young guys, gaining the confidence in terms of playing against this level of competition on a daily basis. And then for the rest of our team, learning each other, just learning to play together and those type of things. That's just a part of the growth that you have to go through over the course of the year.
In what area do you think your team has improved the most since the start of the season?
You know, I think just understanding college basketball, understanding each other, understanding how each of them individually can help impact winning and what they need to do individually and collectively. You know, that's probably, you know, the biggest thing, and that covers offense, defense, execution, so many different areas of the game that we have to get better at.
Anything else?
You know, you're 12 games into the season. 12 games into the season, Coach. Do you still consider the freshmen, or have you told them, you know, you've got enough games under your belt, or how many games under the belt before they're not freshmen anymore?
I mean, really, they'll be freshmen all year. I think, you know, you hear coaches talk about that all the time in terms of, I think there's a point when they understand what to do, when to do it, how to do it. They understand the mindset that they got to have approaching each game, whether it be home or away. And they've been through those tests, and they've been able to pass those tests in terms of the expectations that they have, that we have, that our team has. You know, we're not there yet. I think we still, you know, have some growing that we have to do as a team.
Okay. Thank you.
I guess.
Thanks, Joe.